Today I'm signing a historic executive order to combat the scourge of addiction and substance abuse. Big deal in this country and probably in every country.
Yeah.
We're calling it the Great American Recovery Initiative.
Wow.
I'm grateful to be joined by co-chairs of this sweeping new effort, Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.,
Damn.
and Senior Advisor to the White House Great American Recovery Initiative, Catherine Burgum. Thank you both very much.
Okay.
Thank you, Dad.
Thank you, sir.
Louder? I got it all the way up, bro. Like, I can't even get it more up than it's been up. It's up as a motherfucker. What do you mean?
You're doing a great job, Catherine. All right? Do we think so? Who's doing a better job?
I turned the music off, maybe make that easier for you. How about that?
Maybe an husband. He's doing a good job.
I'm just getting started, sir.
They're both doing very well, and now you're going to do better than both of them.
Yeah.
Thanks as well to Attorney General Pam Bondi, Secretary Doug Burgum, Secretary Scott Turner, Secretary Doug Collins, Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, who's got some pretty good news, Chief of Staff Susie Wiles, FDA Commissioner Dr. Marty McCary, NIH Director Dr. Jay Bhattacharya. Oh, I've gotten good at that.
You are.
Administrator of the
Man.
Centers for Medicare and
Is that Dr.
Medicaid
Oz?
Services.
Yeah.
Dr. Mehmet Oz, who's doing a fantastic job.
There he is.
Director of the Office of National Drug Control Policy, Sarah Carter. I also want to introduce a great friend of mine who happened to be here, and he's very much
Look at all the gold
committed
shit
to this
everywhere.
and knows how important it
Look
is
at all the
for
gold
our
shit.
country. He's built a tremendous American company. It's called WeatherTech. I guess you've seen the ads. I've seen the ads.
Isn't that
I
the
think
shit
they're great
that
ads,
they
but
use to
more
change the
importantly, It's a
weather?
great product.
Is that it?
David McNeil. David, congratulations on what you've done. It's incredible.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Really great. And the president of
Haters say it's fake.
WeatherTech, Ryan
Yeah.
Granger. Ryan, congratulations. What a great job. They built an American company, and it's a thriving company, too, so with a great product.
It's great to be here in America.
You know, when I was in the private sector, I'd always buy the floor mats, but now that I'm president, I no longer have to buy floor mats. But you made a great floor mat, and you still do, and lots of other things.
Yeah.
Many of those with me today have personally known the heartache of a loved one taken by drug or alcohol addiction. I do, just like millions of American families.
Yeah.
Every year we lose an estimated
I think his brother
300,000
died
people
to,
to drug and
alcohol.
alcohol abuse.
Yep.
And the real number is probably much, much higher than that.
Yep.
Thankfully, drug overdose deaths plummeted by 21% in the last year. We're working very
pretty
hard
good.
on it. We've closed the southern border, seized over 47 million fentanyl pills and 10,000 pounds of fentanyl powder. That's a
Holy
record. And
shit.
I have formally designated
5 tons?
Dr. And I'll tell you what, we have a group of doctors,
That's a lot.
some of them behind me, who have just been incredible, and they've really wanted this designated the drug cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. And for
Duh.
some reason, they didn't want to do that until we came along, but they are
Yeah, it was so
indeed
stupid. They should have
foreign
done that from the
terrorist
beginning.
organizations with
Really? It's
our
obvious.
action in the Gulf of America. That sounds so nice. When
I
they hear
forgot all about the Gulf of America.
Drugs entering
We
our
haven't heard
country
that for
by
a
sea
while.
are down 97%. So when you see the boats being hit,
Yep.
those boats kill on average 25,000 people a boat. So that's 25,000, I would assume mostly American lives, but lives
Wow.
are being saved. Now we're taking a bold action to help Americans struggling with all forms of addiction so they can get the help and the support that they need to free themselves from the horrible burden of dependency. The Great American Recovery Initiative will bring together federal, state, local, and private sector resources to support addiction, recovery, treatment,
is
and
great.
prevention. And it will help mobilize the full resources and authority of the federal government to help stop this tremendous plague. And I'd now like to invite Secretary Kennedy to start, and then Catherine Burgum, and then I'll sign the order, which I've just signed. And wanted to make sure the signature was good. Took my time, and we get. Let me just see. Pretty good. Not pretty good. Let's give it a 10, okay? For Catherine. But I'd like Bobby to say a few words, and Catherine. Thank you very much, everybody. Please.
Mr. President, thank you for your leadership for signing an executive order that tells the truth about one of the greatest challenges that our country faces. Addiction is not a moral failure. It is a disease. It's chronic. It's treatable. And for too long, our nation has responded with fragmentation, with stigmatization, and silence instead of science, compassion, and coordination. Today, President Trump
This is a huge
changes
problem.
that.
I don't think
With the
people
Great
realize how
American
bad this
Recovery
is.
Initiative, we finally bring the full strength of the federal government together.
His voice is getting
across
better.
Healthcare, law enforcement, housing, labor, faith communities, and the private sector.
Yeah,
to
if you
save
can believe that,
lives,
I think it's better than it was.
restore families, and rebuild communities that addiction has hollowed out.
Yeah.
Nearly 50 million Americans suffer from substance use disorder. Many never receive treatment. Even more don't believe that help is possible. That is not because recovery doesn't work. It's because our systems have failed to reach the people where they are early
They treat
enough,
addicts like
long
criminals and
enough,
not victims.
with
It's a
dignity.
huge problem.
This initiative fixes that. We will align federal programs instead of letting them operate in silos. We will set clear, measurable goals and report honestly to the American people.
Damn.
We will use evidence-based care, modern science, and continuous support, just as we do for heart disease, diabetes, and other chronic illnesses.
Wow.
We will focus on prevention before addiction takes hold.
This
We
guy's
will
really been doing
intervene
his job,
early.
hasn't he?
We will expand access to treatment that leads to real long-term recovery.
Yeah, like
And
he's
we will
done a lot.
support re-entry because recovery does
has,
not
yeah.
end when treatment ends.
Bobby's a real one? Yeah.
It succeeds when people return to their families, their jobs, and their communities with purpose and with hope. As co-chair of this initiative alongside of Catherine Burgum, whose leadership and commitment strengthens this work, I pledge urgency, accountability, and honesty. Catherine and I share the experience of having been addicted and long-term recovery.
I know he was in on it.
Almost everybody in this room and almost everybody in our country has been touched by addiction.
Sounds a lot better than last year.
Steve
Yeah, no
Witkoff,
doubt.
who's here, had an extraordinary son, Andrew, who was a superstar boy, a straight A student, an athlete,
Good for him.
and a wonderful leader, and lost that son to addiction.
Damn.
President Trump has talked about his own family's struggle with addiction. All of us are touched. If it touches these people, it can hurt every American. And President Trump has often talked about, with compassion, about the families who
Yeah, same for
lose
me too,
children to
actually.
this disease. 100,000 children a year until recently.
mom was addicted
Now
to
it's
cigarettes.
76,000.
Shouldn't have done it.
Those families are devastated.
If she didn't smoke
forever.
cigarettes, she'd probably still be alive.
The cost to our country, not only in dollars, but in just the malaise and the despair that it imposes, is incalculable. We are going to listen to states, localities, frontline providers, and tribal nations. We will partner with communities and faith-based organizations.
Oh,
We will work with employers, clinicians, and recovery leaders
Sound
who
my
know
grandma?
what works
Yeah.
on the ground.
this sucks.
President Trump has already acted decisively, securing the border
Where
against
Trump's
deadly
brother?
drugs.
Yeah. That's why he doesn't
Signing
drink
the
or do
whole
drugs.
Fentanyl Act, strengthening treatment programs, expanding access to naloxone, medication-assisted treatments, and investing billions in prevention and recovery. This executive order builds on that record and accelerates it. Recovery is not a side issue, it's an economic issue.
Yeah, it costs a lot of
A
fucking
workforce
money.
issue, a family issue, a national security issue. When Americans recover, communities grow stronger. When families heal, children thrive. And when we confront addiction with courage instead of complacency, we reclaim the promise of our country. This
Damn.
initiative is about life, it's about responsibility, and it's about building a great American recovery together. With this executive order and with major announcements that I will announce next week, we are taking decisive action to make America healthy again. Thank you.
Thank
Based.
you, Bobby, and great job. And you're doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, he's really doing a lot. He is.
And I saw his wife yesterday, and she confirmed that he's doing a fantastic job. So she's on your side. You know that. And she's great. And Oz, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Catherine, please, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you so much. Your leadership today, relative to this announcement about the Great American Recovery, is a gift.
Now, who
to
can't agree with all that?
Americans who are suffering
I don't know.
from the brain disease.
Probably people that,
addiction. I also want to thank First Lady
probably just retards.
Melania Trump
Yeah, just
for her
retards.
leadership
I'll
during
just say that.
your first
Say
your
retards.
first administration, and now the work she's doing championing youth and children, especially related to foster care, where early trauma and instability are often consequences of the disease of addiction.
Yeah.
Addictions touch this administration in real and profound ways. President Trump, you've openly spoke about your brother Fred, whose struggle with addiction shaped your life and your understanding of this disease. And Susie Wiles carries the lived experience of her father, the late, great Pat Summerall, whose recovery journey became a source of hope for
Yeah, it's
millions.
sad.
Vice President Vance has shared his story of his mother's battle and recovery. And as Secretary Kennedy just said, he brings his own lived experience, proof that recovery is not theoretical, it is possible. These stories matter because they are not isolated.
I've never done drugs.
They reflect the reality
Except for
of
I
the
smoked weed
over
like twice.
190 million Americans.
Never do any drugs.
That's half our nation
It's
who are
drugs are
impacted in
expensive. I
some
don't want
way
to waste the
by
money.
the disease of addiction. And
It's just
I am
expensive.
one of them. I started drinking in high school, and I was a blackout drinker from the start. For 20
Damn.
years I struggled, relapsing constantly starting over,
Man,
constantly trying to stay sober and failing.
getting white
I reached
girl
a point
wasted,
where I
huh?
truly did not believe there was one single reason for
I believe it.
living, and I was suicidal at the end of my drinking. One day I was out walking alone. I didn't have faith. I wasn't religious, but something in me said I should ask for help.
It's kind of crazy they're talking about this.
And out loud to
Whenever you
no
think
one,
about
because
it,
was
really?
just me. I
That's
said,
nuts.
I don't know if anyone is there, but I need help. And that
Talking
was
about
the
getting
day
blackout
I
drunk, shit
became
like this?
sober.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
15 years later, I found myself somehow standing in front of
It's good
people
they
as
are,
First
yeah.
Lady of North Dakota, thanks to him. But I was asking people to share their stories openly about addiction so we could eliminate the shame and stigma, so more people would reach out for help and more lives could be saved.
Yeah, saying like you used to
And
get
today
blackout
I'm
drunk and
standing
you were
here in this
suicidal. Like what the
incredibly
fuck?
beautiful Oval Office.
Wow.
And if not for the grace of God, I would not be alive today with over 23 years in recovery.
That's a long time. Damn. That's a bit.
So that's why I'm here, and my message is simple: never give up hope for recovery. Mr. President, I also want to thank you for allowing me to stand here with you today. I was in this building in 2017 when the administration announced
Oh my
the
God, the
national
first time.
response to the opioid crisis.
Biden admin gaslit
And
us. He
nearly
wasn't
decade
a
later, the
retard for a
crisis
year.
Remains, and in many ways,
Yeah,
it
he
has
was
grown
he was
worse.
like a vegetable man.
Not because we lacked compassion.
It was embarrassing,
not because
honestly.
we lacked effort, but because we never fully aligned our system with the truth.
Like, it was just depressing.
Addiction is not a moral
It was like
failure.
a,
It's not a character
Theoden
flaw,
in-
and it's
in
not
Rohan.
simply a behavioral issue. Addiction is a lifelong, chronic, relapsing medical disease, as real as diabetes, cancer,
Yeah, it's bad.
and heart disease.
It's real bad.
And when we fail to treat it as such, we don't treat the disease, and we pay mightily for the consequences. Emergency rooms, jails, foster care, overdose deaths, and broken families.
Yep.
The Great American Recovery changes that. This initiative represents a
even
fundamental
ride a
shift
bike,
from
yeah.
reaction to prevention, from fragmentation to coordination, from stigma to science, from short-term fixes to long-term recovery. And for the first time, we're aligning federal leadership across health, justice, labor, housing, veterans, social
Bobby's doing
services,
an amazing job.
the
Yeah,
faith
he's doing a
office,
lot.
and education around one single shared truth. When addiction is treated early and correctly, people recover and families
Yeah, you
heal.
get somebody locked into that shit
Addiction
for 10
is a
years, it's gonna
generational
fuck them up.
disease, and if we don't treat it properly, it repeats from parent to child, from community to community. And when we treat it like a lifelong condition,
He's not falling
back to the
asleep. What do
condition
you mean by
that
that?
it is, we stop that cycle. We save lives, we restore families, we rebuild communities, we return people
Trump
to
falling
dignity,
asleep? I don't think
purpose,
so.
and
What do
productivity.
you mean by that?
Mr. President, thank you for seeing this moment clearly. With your leadership and the Great American Recovery Initiative, we're establishing a new framework and a new national response to the disease of addiction, including treatment and care that parallels other chronic diseases. Through
Finally.
this framework
It's about
and
time.
treatment, recovery is not the exception, it is the expectation. Thank you.
Thank you, darling.
Wow. Wow.
You know, I saw them riding horses in a video, and they said, "Who is that?" I was talking about her, not him. And they explained it. I said, "I'm going to hire him because anybody has somebody like you to be with. It's an amazing tribute." and it's a great couple, amazing couple. And she's very much a part of his big success. He was a fantastic success, as you know. Having
my
been one of the
God.
most successful business people. And I saw him
God.
campaigning, a great governor, two-term governor.
Unhinged, yeah.
He was
Zero
did a
filter.
fantastic job, North Dakota. And he's done a great job, and I'll tell you what,
Can't help
Catherine's a
himself,
very big
yeah.
part of it. I see it. It's just really one of the fantastic couples. So I appreciate it. What a beautiful job you've just done. And I'm going to give this to you, and you can figure out what you're going to do with Bobby. You know.
Oh my
let's
God.
let's have a good picture of the two of them and everyone else. And I'd like to ask Steve Whitcuff also to say a couple of words when we're finished, because he's a very special person who I knew very well. An incredible person. So if you don't mind, Steve, I'll ask you to do that in just a second. All right? Please, Bob.
Man, this is good. I'm glad they did this. What's he signing?
Thank you very
Dr.
much.
Oz just there for optics? Well, like I think he's like part of like that's like his like job, right?
Steve, please.
Does everybody know? Oh, here we go.
The president is doing the same thing to me now that he did to me in 2017. Do you remember, Catherine?
Yeah, we were sitting next to each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I want to tell the story about this. So I came to the opioid conference, and the president did not know I was coming because I was invited by the First Lady. And he leaned over, saw me in the aisle, and he looked at me and he said, "Steve," and then he realized why I was there, because I had lost my son Andrew, and the president was an incredible friend when I lost him. I lived in his building at 502 Park Avenue.
You lived in
I
his
remember
house.
when him and the
What?
First Lady came, and I talked about this all the time. And so he took my hand, and he said to me, "Come on up to the stage and tell the world about your boy Andrew." And of course, that was, something that was really meaningful to me. But
Man,
and I got through it. And I talk about it all the time. I talked about it on the campaign trail and so forth. He is a very special man. And he's begun and led the fight against opioid addiction and alcoholism. And Catherine, I feel like we sort of bonded from that day. And it's just my blessing to work for you, sir.
He's a special guy.
man. How about that?
He and a group of people, Jared helped and others helped. Steve, peace in the Middle East, and we're there.
Yes.
A couple of little flames, but they're very little by comparison. And they'll go out quickly.
what
They're
about-
already going out? And he's now trying very hard to settle up with Russia and Ukraine, and I think a lot of
Yeah.
progress is being made there. And
I think there's still
I
kind of
was
one
told
pretty
that,
big one, right?
Russia's not doing any shooting for a period of time during this
Because of you.
horrendously cold weather.
Because of
Yeah.
you.
So we asked President Putin if they could stop the shooting for a week. They're
stop
being
shooting.
hit with proportionately the kind of cold that we're being hit. It's much colder in Ukraine to start off with, but it's really cold now. And he agreed to do that. We appreciated that very much. It's a nasty war. It's a
Wow.
nasty, nasty war. Would anybody else have anything to
What
say?
the
I
fuck?
can say that I am
Damn, I'm actually kinda
extremely
surprised.
late, but that's okay. Don't worry about me. Would anyone else have anything to say? Doug, you're doing a fantastic
Yeah, he
job.
didn't
We
stop.
appreciate
Yeah,
it.
like,
Marty,
is that true?
you are really something special. Everyone's talking about you every time. If I don't mention Marty, Bobby always mentions him.
Yeah, I'm glad.
We have a great team. Jay, great. Marty, great.
Casually
You guys
drops a
wanna say something?
ceasefire? Yeah, like,
Well, historically,
Is that real?
with addiction, the entire society has always been reactionary, and that's been the
yeah,
story.
sure,
of
that's probably
healthcare.
true.
But at the FDA, we are looking into incredible cutting-edge therapeutics,
Maybe city attacks?
and we are
Yeah.
being proactive, giving them vouchers.
Technically,
when we see
Iran's
something
outside the
that's
Middle
promising
East.
To get an
Is it
approval
really?
as quick as weeks.
I've never
in an
heard
era
that
of
before.
a 10 to 12-year approval time. And the ultimate therapeutic is community, houses of worship, addressing loneliness. And so that's part of the MAHA agenda, thanks to Bobby's. Thank you, Mr.
He's right about
Thank
that.
you very much, Rich. Thank you. Jay?
Mr. President, in 2018, you launched the HEAL initiative, helping to end addiction long-term at the NIH.
I didn't even know that.
It's yielded fruit. The ingenuity of small business has
Isn't Iran
developed,
Southwest Asia?
products
Is
that
it?
can, deal
I just
with
assumed
pain
it was the
without
Middle East,
opioids.
Because it's like it's a Muslim country, right? I'm gonna be honest. That's what I
saves
thought.
lives.
Right.
That was the fruit of NIH, and for the kinds of investments.
I didn't even know that.
Your administration that you made, starting from from the first Trump term to now,
Bombings are every day.
will continue to pay dividends. The kind of research that the NIH is doing will help turn the tide, make people's lives so much better, restore families. All of the addiction that we've seen, 80,000 deaths we saw.
Iran is in the Middle East? Yeah, I feel like it is. I don't know.
In addiction deaths, during the first Biden term, is going to be a thing of the past. And I'm so proud to be part
And
of this.
fellas, some great things happening, right?
Yeah.
Marty? it's great-
I wonder if he's going to
really
do
great
questions.
things
That's what I'm
happening.
curious about.
I hear. And some pretty big announcements over a short period of time, right?
Yeah, I'm ready to see that.
Moving drugs over the counter so you don't need a prescription.
You're right.
Naloxone, which treats opioid, is one of those drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And we're being proactive with synthetic 7-OH, a new opioid that's showing up, and we're working with
Don't wanna gas
the
you?
DOJ
Gas
on
out you?
addressing that because
Iran's under CENTCOM,
chemists
which covers
are
the Middle
coming up
East?
with new
I don't know.
opioids faster than the government has been able to keep up. We're
mean, it's
going
all
proactive
technicalities,
on these
right?
new
Really?
chemicals.
That's great. No, I hear fantastic things. Thank you all very much. We really appreciate it a lot. Thank you, Oz. He's doing a fantastic job. Thank you all very much. I appreciate it. Thank you, please. Thank you very much.
Damn, bro, I thought you were gonna have questions. Damn, that's too bad. I'm gonna be honest, like I'm really kind of surprised that they just went up there and started talking about getting blackout drunk and like getting addicted to drugs and shit. Like I really didn't expect that at all. I thought, like, honestly, like that's really, you don't expect that fucking anytime. Like, I mean, damn, like the people going up there talking about addiction like that, like just straight up, like, yeah, I really like, I didn't expect that at all.